maybe you have to read your value, or you can delete your values. I can delete to yourself. Is it allowing me to delete? Okay, double click and change it. Okay, at the moment I'm just focusing on, because it's still again not told you how to do a double click or how to right click it. I am not focusing on this part. Let's say I just want to read the value from your web table. Inspect your web table. Initial methods will again remain same. This is your web table. This is not a web table, sorry. This is your cell. So understand the difference between a web table and a cell. In a web table, you can have multiple rows and multiple columns. This is just one cell. I want to find the XPath of my web table, which includes all the rows and all the tables. So I have to go to the parent of these elements. I'm still not getting it. I have to go to the parent of this. This is giving me a complete row. I have to still go to the parent. This is giving me the complete web table, I guess. Let's verify it. Yes. Yeah, this is giving me the complete web table. This is also giving me the complete web table. This is giving me the headers only. And this is also giving me the complete web table. So I can get a web table, I guess, based on this ID. Let's try to do it. I am using this website. So initial code will again remain same. I have to go and change my URL. This is my ID. Now what's next? You have your ID. How can you find your other elements? So let's try to first do it in your XPath format. I'm choosing the ID. Let me create an XPath using the ID itself. The starting tag is div. I'm using this only for your explanation purpose. I can use the ID directly. So this is giving me the complete web table, right? Let's say first I want to find out how many rows are there in this web table. What was the syntax, or when I highlighted, at what point I was getting a row? I was getting a row on this, right? Just focus on div ng repeat row index class. I'm just verifying whether class is same for different row or not. Yeah, class is same. So what is the starting tag? Div. So see, okay, I'll let me first write it, then I'll explain how I'm finding an XPath for this. This is very important for these kinds of websites. Here I'm not getting that directly anything. Class and okay. See how many elements I am having? 10. Let's count how many rows are there at top. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. That means this particular element is giving me all the rows. Focus on the functionality. I'll explain you how I am finding the XPath at the moment. It's a bit tricky. Okay, so this element is giving me all the rows, right? You can verify it by doing a mouse over again. It will give you each and every row, right? So let's say first scenario is you want to get the count, how many rows are there. You can directly use this, right? I'm working on multiple elements, so I have to use web elements, find elements, sorry. And in find elements, you have a method directly dot size, which we have just discussed again while doing this example. Drop down ones, right? Size, there is a method size, which can give you all the size. So you will get the 10 as a count in your Selenium also. That's one operation that you can use. What is the second operation? Let's say you want to read the value from your second row, right? Your element is same, but you want to get a value for second row only. So again, this is some method of writing an XPath. Again, this will be explained to you when I will come to your XPath methods. But if I give the index here directly, it will give me only that value for that particular element. So that means it will give me for second row. If I'll change the index value for 3, it will give me the value only for the third one. Okay, now inside this row I have to go to the cells or columns, right? I can read a value one at a time, so that means I have to go to the columns. I guess every columns is part of your div. Yes, so again I have to write a XPath for this. There are 15 elements. Why 15? There should be less. That means I have not find my element properly. Div class. I'll give the class with the div. The main thing is all the things, it depends on how you're finding your element. All the things is dependent on how you write your XPath, how you find your elements. Now I'm getting 5 things or 5 values. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Once I have my values, again you have to use the same method get attributes. That again I have introduced you where in here, right? Get attributes. Let's see, expand your element and see where you are getting this value. You want to fetch email, right? See where in which property your email value is coming up. You are getting the value in inner text. So again you have to use this element, or you have to use this method get attributes, use this property, and it will give you the value. Same way will happen for your second value. Let's say you want to fetch the first name from your second row, right? Let me take the example of second one. It will be available in your same value, I guess, inner text. Right? I'm getting the value in the inner text. Clear till this point? Then I'll come to how basically I'm finding the XPaths. That's important here. Let's come from starting. Let's say you want to fetch the value of first name from your web table. Let's assume from any of one of the rows, right? If I mouse over on your any of your elements, it is giving me the it will highlight the HTML only for this element, right? I am not interested in this element. I have to get all the values for your web table. Now your web table have multiple rows and multiple columns. To get to that point, I have to keep navigating to the parent of the elements. Parent means इस element का parent ही है. This is the parent for this element. There should be some parent for this element also. This is the parent for this element. This is the parent for this element. Again, I am not getting a complete web table. So I have to keep going up until I find the complete parent of my table or element for my web table. This is also not my parent. This is also not my parent. Not even this. I have to keep going up. Now this is one of the your parent, but again, okay, I can use this property also, class UI create canvas, to find your web table. Now this will give you the web table. Itna clear है team? Anyone? Everyone?
Yeah, clear.
Shravya, you are getting this. I guess you missed your yesterday's class. Have you seen the recording?
Yes, sir. I have seen.
Okay. So you are getting this one?
Yes.
Okay. If you have any difficulties, maybe we'll sync up on weekdays. Okay. I'll
Okay.
give you some things or something that you are not able to understand. I'll explain you. Okay. Just message me separately and we'll take it up. Okay. So
Okay.
this element is giving me the complete web table now. First, let's say my first scenario, my first test case is I want to verify how many rows are there inside this web table. Now come down. This is the parent. Now I have to work on the childs. Child means I need to work on your individual rows. Try to find out what is the element for your complete row. This is for only for my one column. I am not focusing on this. I need an element for your complete row. This is also not an element for a complete row. This is the element for my complete row, right? And just focus on the elements now. This is my first row, this is my second row, this is my third row, right? Similarly, it will be for all other rows. Can you find any property which is unique between two rows? I want to find to distinguish different or to find all the rows. I have to find any property which is common across all the rows elements. So this class, if you see this class value, this is common for all the classes, all the rows. So I'm using this value. Syntax will be same, but I have to find the rows inside this web table, right? So this is the parent. Again, the syntax I have to write double slash inside that parent, which element I want to find. The starting tag is the div. I'm using the class property. The value for that property is this one. This is how I'm finding the values of or elements for each and every row. Clear team itna? So this is new for you. I can write any number of XPath here now, right? So this is what we have studied so far. This is the parent, this is the child. If I want to find next child, I can again put a double slash and write an XPath. I can go to the any levels like this. XPath does not restrict me to only find one element in this way. This is the element, this is the parent of that element. I can also write grandparent of that element. Clear team? Anyone, any questions? No, yes. What should I understand from silence? Not getting
No,
it?
sir.
Not getting it or no questions?
So, so as explained, like you can, uh, is it not called as elements because we doing it multiple things, or it's come under element, but XPath is a sub part of the like parent.
Yes. So XPath basically says, what is XPath? XPath means you are traversing from one element to other element. That's the definition of XPath. Okay. So ideally, I could have, I guess my element will also work. I have not tried it. If I'll write only this part, let me try it. So this is my XPath at the moment. But if I'll remove the parent, I guess it will still work. Yes, it is still working, right? But what is why I'm putting it in that way? So I'm explicitly telling this element I want to verify only which are inside this parent. There could be scenario that this element is also available with some other parents, right? So I'm telling my Selenium or I'm telling my XPath, find this element only if the parent of that element is this one. Else do not find that element. So I'm going one level up just to verify that my elements are only from my web table. No other elements should be there. And you can use this concept in any ways or in any websites, even previous websites that we have tried. You can write the parent of those elements.
So, Ankit, in meantime, we can search for that particular expert for the column as well, right? So currently we did the
Yes.
row, right? Column
Yes.
also we can do, right? Okay.
Yes. Now I'll come to your columns. Once this is clear. So first one is to find the complete web table. Second one is to get the count of your columns, rows, sorry. Okay. Now in your rows, you can have multiple rows, right? If I want to get only a single row, I can pass the index. This is again a method in Selenium, or sorry, XPath. It will only return me the third value. If I give index as 4, it will return me the fourth value. So I can also, if I am getting multiple elements, I can find my element based on the index value. Now for each and every row, there are multiple columns, right? That means for one row, I can find a column only for a single row, right? At one time. So now here again, I have to write an XPath for columns. Let's again mouse over on your column. This is your column, right? And again, just notice I have to again find a value which is common across your all the columns. So is my class name unique? Let's try and find with some other column. I guess this is unique for each and every column. So I'm using this property div class, and it is giving me 5 columns. So how I'm finding my web element? This is my web table. This is my rows. From rows I am only fetching my fourth row, and from fourth row I am fetching all the columns. It is giving me a count 5. Okay, now let's say still from columns I am interested only on any particular column. I can get that particular column, or if you want to work on all the columns, then you have to use the find elements. Getting the value for each and every cell is same. You have to expand it, find in which particular object or in which variable your value is stored, and you have to fetch that value and print it.
How? Sorry, I didn't get that part. Like until okay, maybe the table after that we will find the row, and after the cell we have to write. We have to separately okay
Let's,
mention.
let's do it. Web table example. I have changed the row. Now I'm getting multiple elements, so I have to use find elements. First thing, I'm getting 5 elements, right? By dot xpath. This is my xpath, so big. That's fine. Now here, okay. Let's focus on one column at the moment, because again, still you don't know the list, how list behaves. I'm just focusing on getting the, I'm not getting it now. I want to get the, let's say, second column. I'm not getting it. Oh, I messed up, I guess, my xpath. Just a second. This is my web table. This is my rows. This will give me my fourth row. Right, and what is this giving me? This is giving me 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's say from these 4 columns, I want to fetch third column. It is not giving me third column. Okay, so I'm going one step ahead again. I have to tell you that this is giving me a list, right? I'm just storing it in one variable. This might be a bit confusing at the moment because few things are pending for you. I have to import my list. Now there is one method in your list. The variable name is xyz. xyz dot, I can get the values based on the index get. Let's say I want to get the value for second index. What was the method name that I said? Get attributes. In which attribute you are getting the value of your text value. Expand it and just search. You are getting the value in inner text. So you have to use this value and just print this value. Like this. Okay, let's do it in this way. I'll come to this example again. Try to, I've already given you this website. It's not in my notes. Try to find an element for this and try to print the emails for each and every row. That's my scenario. I want to print all the email IDs for each and every row sequentially. Okay, try to do this scenario. Okay, and let's just extend this scenario. You have to click on this element also, and from second page also you have to do the same operation. It could be a bit tricky, but let's see how much we can do it, or how much you are able to do this.